Coming up in the news tonight, the Agriculture Minister outlining initiatives to put a dent in the food imports bill. The Chamber of Commerce endorsing some of the provisions in the 2020-2021 fiscal budget. And one local school considering implementing technology platforms in its curriculum. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepherd. Thank you so much for tuning in. The Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources is scheduled to make his contribution to the 2020-2021 budget debate tomorrow. Among his top concerns, self-sufficiency. The Bahamas spent some $1 billion on food imports. A number of projects are expected to come on stream in the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources soon that the minister says should make a significant dent in that figure. Our Rumiko Knowles spoke with the minister who discussed the details of these initiatives.
The Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources, the Honorable Michael Pintard, says right now they are focused on land clearing, and island administrators throughout the Bahamas have been mandated to clear and prepare farmland in conjunction with farmers who own or are leasing property. He says it is often a significant cost for farmers, and they are seeking to alleviate some of their hardship.
In the case of animal husbandry, we'll be providing assistance with livestock, as well as, for example, poultry. We have ordered 7,000 chicks to help those persons who are in the egg production business, 2,000 ordered from a local producer, Justin Taylor, and of course 5,000 we ordered out of the U.S. We intend to continue to replicate those orders, hoping that by the end of this year we would exceed easily 30,000 chicks imported, with a view of increasing dramatically the egg production in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
In efforts to expand the agricultural program throughout the school system, he says by the end of the year, some 40 schools are expected to have hydro or aquaponic systems.
They will primarily be growing leafy greens and, of course, microgreens in some instances. So we're excited about the possibility of us expanding the youth component of the agriculture program, bringing a whole new generation of young people into the sector.
In addition, he says key policy decisions were made requiring food stores, wholesalers, restaurants, hoteliers, and persons selling fresh or processed foods to source some 40% of their food inventory from local producers.
We thought it's important to guarantee access for producers and to protect those sub-sectors of the agriculture sector to ensure that those farmers have a reasonable chance of succeeding. Every country have sensitive items in their agriculture inventory that they seek to protect so that those areas would grow. And so we believe that there are a number of items that we have the capacity to produce, and it does not make sense for us to continue to import at the level we're importing items that we can very well grow locally.
Government agencies sourcing food items will be required to spend 75% of funds with local producers. In addition, he says items that Bahamian producers supply must be competitive in price, sustainable in production, and they must produce at global standards.
There are some certifications that are required if we seek to get our products in certain organizations that have a compliance regime that requires certification. And so we are seeking in the Ministry of Agriculture, as well as experienced farmers are seeking to pass on to new farmers, to farmers who are seeking to enter the business, pass on to them best practices so that they are able to meet the requirements of the end user.
Pintard believes that marine resources and agriculture gives the government a legitimate shot at diversifying the economy. He says it can also provide an additional stream of income. Rumiko Knowles, ZNS Network News.
The budget debate to continue tomorrow in the House of Assembly. The budget is viewed as the government's answer to the current challenges. In this report, the president of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce is weighing in on the budget and possible benefits for the Grand Bahama business community. Italia Hall reports.
The 2020-2021 budget debate is expected to continue in the House of Assembly until next week.
So far, several ministers have made presentations, including the Minister of Finance, the Honorable K. Peter Turnquest, who says the budget focuses on the health and safety of Bahamians, social support to vulnerable members in the community, stabilizing the domestic economy, sustaining employment, and accelerating government reforms. President of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, Greg LaRota, says he has read some parts of the budget, and overall the chamber is pleased to see that the government has provisions in place to support small and medium-sized businesses.
In terms of access to capital, in terms of providing tax breaks and incentives to assist with the recovery and rebuilding process after both Dorian and COVID-19. And so I think the proper provisions were made, and we just need to take advantage of them while they're in place to assist us with recovery.
He says some more good news for Grand Bahama and Abaco is that the special economic recovery benefits have been extended until December 2020.
They're still VAT-free, and so that encourages persons to shop at home. And so I think it will go a long way to assist us in the comeback efforts on Grand Bahama.
And to the business community, the Chamber President is urging all business owners to take full advantage of the benefits that are being offered.
All it takes is for us to have another disaster that the government has to deal with, and they may not be able to afford to continue to extend all of these benefits to us. So the sooner we can get out of that and look at recovering the economy of Grand Bahama and Abaco, the quicker we can get in a place where we can almost be independent or not as reliant on the government, and have them in a situation where, should something happen in another part of the Bahamas, they're in position to help them and not have to worry too much about us.
Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
As the government continues to relax the restrictions brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic, more businesses are now reopening their doors. Tonight, Jay Philippe tells us that business operators are adjusting to what is being called the new normal.
Lockdown measures for businesses in the downtown Freeport area have been relaxed. For many shoppers, it means a chance to get out and do things once considered normal, while for businesses, it's a welcome but overwhelming period after some 2 months of closure. But measures to control the spread of the coronavirus have transformed everyday shopping, especially in the downtown area. Over at John West store, they are adjusting to the reopening process.
It's been really good, I could say. We've been trying to keep everyone safe, and so we've been sanitizing constantly. Everyone that comes in, they're required to wear a mask, and we also provide hand sanitizer at the door.
She adds that they recently received a new shipment of supplies.
We actually just got a shipment in the day before the shutdown took place. So it provided us with stuff to have for our customers when they come in. As we speak, we have customs processing shipments for us, so we should have stuff for essential workers and everybody else.
Over at the Dollar Plus store located in the heart of downtown, cashier Kay Larimore says they have been seeing small amounts of customers trickling in since reopening.
It's been some days a little slow, and some days, we've been busy, but a lot of people still don't know that we're open. Now we're open from 9 to 5 every day except weekends. Weekends are still locked down.
She notes that they are prepared for the influx of business that may come.
We had a shipment come in, so now we're restocking the shop, so all the stuff that we normally carry, we even bring in more stuff. Okay? New stuff, so the shop is well stocked out.
There are crowd limits being enforced within businesses. Maurice Thompson, cashier at H&L Bookstore and Supplies, located in the Arcade building, says they are happy to be back in business.
We're here for the public. We've always been here for the public, so
whatever you need, especially when it comes to school supplies. We have it, party supplies. Also, we even have games, to keep the family busy. Bibles that we really need. Okay, you don't need to stay in the Word. We have that also. They are calling. They're calling in to see if we are open and to check the hours. And we have now and again you'll have a good set of people, group of people come. Things have been picking up.
Businesses are reopening under restrictions, such as allowing fewer customers, requiring workers and customers to wear masks, and enforcing social distancing. I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
Bahamas Air has scheduled several relief flights for the Turks and Caicos Islands, Cuba, and Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Beginning Friday, June 12th through Tuesday, June 30th, Bahamas Air will offer 2 weekly scheduled flights, Tuesday and Friday, from Fort Lauderdale to facilitate the return of Bahamian citizens, residents, as well as those with valid work permits. Persons wishing to travel must follow all of the COVID-19 protocols established by the Ministry of Health. The airline also advises that persons wishing to travel from New Providence to Fort Lauderdale can confirm bookings on the outbound flights. As it relates to Cuba, Bahamas Air will operate a flight tomorrow, Wednesday, June 10th. Only Cuban citizens are able to book seats on the outbound flight from Nassau to Havana. The airline will also operate a flight into Providenciales, Turks and Caicos on Thursday, June 11th, in conjunction with British Airways, to allow Bahamians residing in both Providenciales and Europe via London Heathrow the ability to return to the Bahamas by way of Turks and Caicos. Only citizens of the Turks and Caicos Islands are able to book seats on the outbound flight from Nassau to Providenciales. Passengers must obtain permission from the government of Turks and Caicos via email at travel@turksandcaicos.com and to be in possession of a valid Turks and Caicos passport in order to board the aircraft. Travelers are reminded that existing Bahamas Air tickets will be accepted and travel dates can be changed without penalty. Now, all flights are available for booking on bahamasair.com. For more information, you can contact telephone number 1-800-222-4262. In news from the crime beat, 3 males on the island of Abaco arrested overnight for possession of dangerous drugs, illegal firearms, ammunition, suspected stolen items, and marijuana plants. Police say around 6 p.m. yesterday, officers acting on information and armed with a search warrant went to a residence on Don McKay Boulevard, where they discovered a substantial amount of suspected marijuana, a Smith & Wesson pistol with 11 rounds of ammunition, more than $1,500 in mixed currency, a black unlicensed shotgun, 52 marijuana seedlings standing at 1 inch in height, and suspected stolen items. Then shortly before 7 p.m., officers, while on duty at the SC Boodle Highway, arrested a man who was found in possession of a quantity of suspected marijuana. The men are expected to be arraigned before the court this week. Police on Grand Bahama are still searching for 33-year-old Rashad Smith, aka Chicken, of number 13 Barbados Drive, Freeport. He is wanted by police for stealing. He is described as slim built, medium brown complexion, 6 feet 4 inches, weighing 195 pounds, with a low haircut and mustache. Now, if you have any information on the whereabouts of Rashad Smith, also known as Chicken, you are asked to contact police at 911-919-350-3014-6 or your nearest police station.
Hi, my name is Pastor Ryan Forbes, lead pastor at First Assembly of God Church in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, Bahamas. And as we look around the world today in regards to this global pandemic, COVID-19, even here in the Bahamas, it is so easy for us to become discouraged, for us to become fearful and without peace, for us to be without hope. But there is an alternative today. We can put our faith, our hope, and our confidence in God. We can walk by faith and not according to what we see. There's certain things that are so difficult to understand and to comprehend, but we know that all things work together for the good to them that love the Lord, who are called according to his purpose. God has a plan and a purpose for your life, and this is his promise. You must know that he has a plan for you, a plan for a good future and a hope, and to give you a good expected end. This is God's promises that he is not slack concerning. So today, I just want to encourage you that even though around you might look like it's impossible to move forward, but we know that what is impossible with man is possible with the Lord. So move forward, trusting God with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. Sometimes trusting God means waiting. But we know that if you wait on the Lord, you will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait on the Lord, be strong and take heart, and wait, I say, on the Lord, because they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength, shall mount up as wings as eagles, shall run and not get weary, and shall walk and not faint. There are some times when the enemy turns up the heat, like the 3 Hebrew boys in a fiery furnace. But one thing God allows sometimes when the heat is turned up in our lives is that he allows himself to be with us in the midst of the fire. In the midst of this fire, the Lord is with you. We appreciate you, and God bless you.
A private institution taking advantage of technology. That story straight ahead.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
Hey guys, it's Shay here. So you've seen sweepstakes on your screens and you're probably thinking Alive must be giving away something. Well, you're absolutely correct. I'm here to talk to you guys today about the Believe in More sweepstakes, where we'll be giving Alive customers a chance to win up to $25,000 in cash and prizes. Want to know how you can be one of those persons? We're about to tell you how. Firstly, you should probably download your MyAlive app if you haven't. And if you haven't, it's available in your Google Play and App Stores for free. Once downloaded, all you have to do, like many of you have done before, is purchase Freedom and Liberty plans, MiFi plans, or pay your postpaid bill and you're automatically entered to win. Winners will be chosen daily and weekly and announced on all of our social media pages. So now you're probably wondering, what are some of those prizes? No worries, we got you. You can look forward to Samsung televisions, of course the latest Samsung devices on the best network, free Alive plans, grocery and gas vouchers, and of course, cash prizes. Now remember, all you need to do to be eligible to win is to purchase those prepaid plans through your MyAlive app or those MiFi plans, and for our postpaid customers, all you have to do is pay your bill. For more information on our Believe in More sweepstakes, feel free to visit bealive.com or go to any one of the social media pages tagged at the bottom of your screen. Being alive has its privileges. Alive, still connected.
This is a different kind of moment.
We cannot sit next to our peers or have family and friends embrace this moment. In this rapidly changing world,
We stayed focused.
we competed together, we celebrated together.
We are warriors.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Students and teachers alike are making adjustments in this COVID-19 environment. One private institution encountered some initial challenges but is currently progressing. Jay Philippe has more.
Education has changed dramatically with the distinctive rise of e-learning. Classes are conducted remotely and on digital platforms. Over at St. Paul's Methodist School, the popular social media tool WhatsApp was initially used to share schoolwork between teachers and students. But since then, teachers have been using other virtual learning devices to conduct classes.
We encourage students to go online with the government virtual learning program, and we also got ourselves involved in Zoom and Google Classroom platforms.
Juliet Spence, principal of St. Paul's School, says that all the tools have been working for them. She says the Zoom application, which is a distinct learning tool that most schools are using, is the main learning program for teachers and students.
Not only were we dealing and meeting with teachers and students, but I was able to sit in on some of the Zoom classes and to appreciate what the teachers had to go through, and the fact that some students were a little tardy in responding to classes, coming on time, being prepared for the class, etc. So that was very good. Recently, I have been introduced to what is called a Google Suite, which includes something similar to Zoom and has a lot of other features which we will be able to use in the coming year. So we're looking into developing the Google Suite and using that as our school's all-school platform.
She says they have had some minor setbacks with the easy-to-use application.
When the weather is bad, some teachers couldn't get on. They were cut off online. They had challenges using some of the tools that were available on the various platforms.
The biggest challenge, however, has been among students. According to Spence, a lot of students do not have electronic devices. She says while most students have been using their parents' cell phones to complete classwork, when the parents has to go to work, they are left with no devices to complete assignments on time.
Luckily, and not for all teachers, but a few weeks ago I found a device on my phone where you can send out assignments, receive the assignments back, and mark the assignments online. And it was a feature I never thought existed. So a few teachers have used that and found it to be very successful.
Principal Spence noting that as a result of the COVID-19 virtual learning experience, the school is considering implementing technology platforms into the school's curriculum.
I found that we have a teacher here, Miss Bullard, who is our technology teacher, IT teacher rather, and she is able to do the programs for us, set up the Google Suite for us, and she's looking into preparing a website for us so that from here on it's going to be not virtual learning on its own, but virtual learning complementing the in-school learning.
I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
Tonight, the owner of a local assisted living facility is sharing how they've been coping in the COVID-19 environment. As Jamila Mizik tells us, the operator of a home located in Carvel Beach says the safety of the residents is always priority.
Elderly persons around the world have been dying due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This harsh reality posing a concern to many homes for the aged, including those in the Bahamas. Owner of Home Away from Home in Grants, Bahama, Murphy Knoll says it's been stressful caring for the elderly at this time because they want to ensure that they're safe.
We want to make sure that the family them understand why they cannot visit. Because even though it's being said over the news and everything, but they still wonder why I can't come and see, why I just come in inside, you know? I have my mask on. But we have to make sure that they secure more because they are not moving around or anything like that. So we just want to make sure that they secure. And basic, it's like I say, it's a little stress in that area there. And then on top of it, you want to make sure they have all their medication. You want to make sure even if they go to the doctor, say for instance, if they take sick, they're with other illness and stuff like that, you send them there to the hospital. You want to make sure they come back with nothing because you have other residents in there.
She says there are about 45 elderly residents at the home, so they're making sure that they remain distant while also ensuring that all of their needs are met, especially those who are at an even greater risk.
I have some patients there that's still on oxygen tank. We have like a 2-3 patient there also too. We have like persons with deal with like breathing problem, heart condition. So basically all those ones like that would be at high risk, you know. But like I said, we try to keep them in, not to allow them to go out unless there's something beyond us that we have to call the ambulance for them. Basic, that's the only time that they will actually go out. And even if I go out to do their shopping or do anything for them, I make sure clear myself in my area before I go to that area where they are.
Now, she says the elderly residents are aware that they are at high risk for the COVID-19 virus and are taking their health seriously.
Actually, yeah, they're aware because I actually go to them and talk to them and educate them because they're listening to the news, so they asking questions. The ones who still could, you know, and I go to them, explain everything to them, and they get very understanding of what's going on. And they'll say to me, no, please let my family know that they cannot see me now until the August is over.
Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Don't go away.
The Hardware Center, located on the Fishing Hole Road, presents their 2020 Hurricane Preparedness Checklist. Tip 4, paperwork.
Hi, I'm Wes. I'd like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I would like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Let us put shoes on your feet.
September 1st, 2019 is a day that has etched itself into Bahamian history.
This storm was different.
I thought I would have been safe.
This is all the people know, so to speak, as it relates to Pelican Point.
So I made them go, I tell them to go and get the kids, you see? But they never returned.
I'm still waiting for my children to come. But never in my wildest dream. Never thought.
When the current took me into the tree, I was able to hop up into the tree, and that's where I spent my hurricane from 2 till 6 in the morning.
A big stone house, wipe off the foundation.
Hell had to pass Dry Rock.
This is East End after Dorian.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
And that's going to do it for us here in the North, but be sure to stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues. On behalf of the entire news team here in the North, I'm Megan Shepherd, and have a wonderful evening.